All right, so get ready because today we're going to dive into something you might not expect.
Oh.
We're going way back in time,
Okay.
all the way to the Old Testament,
All
to
right.
the story of Isaac's birth.
Interesting.
Now, you might be thinking,
Oh, yeah.
okay, how is this going to help me,
Right.
build my startup or
right.
whatever goal I'm working towards?
Yeah.
But that's the surprising thing.
Okay.
The sources that we've got here,
Yeah.
they suggest some pretty fascinating parallels
Okay.
between this ancient story
Mm-hmm.
and what it takes to be an entrepreneur today.
I think what's fascinating here is that,
Yeah.
we often think about entrepreneurship as this
Right.
fast-paced,
Exactly.
constantly evolving world.
Yeah.
But this story,
Mm-hmm.
it reminds us that some of the most fundamental principles,
Yeah.
they're timeless.
So true.
You know,
They really are.
like Abraham and Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
they waited decades for
Yes.
Isaac to be born.
It's unbelievable. It's like the ultimate test of patience.
It is. It really puts things into perspective when you think about it. Like
I know.
in the startup world, we talk about runway,
Mm-hmm.
that crucial time period where
Yeah.
you're burning through cash
Right.
while you're trying to
Achieve product market fit.
achieve product market fit. Exactly.
Right.
Abraham and Sarah, they didn't have a VC to turn to,
That's true.
but they had to manage their resources,
Right.
their hopes, their doubts
Yeah.
for who knows how long.
That's a really interesting comparison because it's like they had to make strategic decisions
Right.
back then based on very limited information.
Exactly.
A lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, like,
Whoa.
what kept them going all those years?
Well, the sources point to their
Yeah.
unwavering faith
Yeah.
in the promise that was made to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a really powerful lesson in that
Yeah.
for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And not even in like a religious sense,
Right.
but just in terms of believing in your vision,
Yeah.
even when you
Okay.
can't see those tangible results yet.
So it's about that leap of faith. It's
Yeah.
about that conviction that what you're building, it's
Yeah.
going to make an impact,
I-
even if the market isn't quite there yet.
It's like having faith in an unseen market,
Wow.
in a customer base that might not even exist yet,
Right.
but you believe it will.
Okay.
It's about trusting your intuition, your research, and your team,
Mm-hmm.
and staying committed to that vision,
Yeah.
even when you start to doubt.
So it's not just blind faith.
No.
It's a calculated risk,
It is.
but it is still a risk.
It is. Absolutely.
It's just fascinating to see how that same dynamic plays out today
Oh,
in
absolutely.
the startup world.
And the sources also highlight
Yeah.
how Abraham and Sarah weren't just passively waiting.
Okay.
They were actively demonstrating
Oh, interesting.
their commitment
Nope.
through their actions.
This is really interesting. So what kind of actions are we talking about here?
For example,
Yeah.
think about their willingness
Yeah.
to leave their comfort zone,
Mhm.
their homeland,
Right.
and venture into the unknown
Yeah.
based solely on this promise.
They didn't have a business plan
They did not.
or a market analysis
Nope.
or advisors.
None of that.
Wow.
That's a whole other level
I
of
know.
stepping outside your comfort zone.
It really is.
Like, wow.
It underscores the importance of
Yeah.
embracing uncertainty
Yeah.
and taking bold action
Yeah.
to go after your vision.
It's like that classic saying,
What's that?
leap in the net will appear.
Right.
But in this case, it's more like
Yeah.
leap and trust that the promise will be fulfilled.
And that's a powerful distinction.
It is.
It's not about being reckless.
Right.
It's about calculated risk-taking, driven by a deep belief in your vision.
Okay, so we've got patience.
Faith, a willingness to take risks.
Oh.
I feel like there's more here
Oh,
to
yeah.
unpack. Right?
Definitely. We haven't even touched on
Okay.
perseverance,
Right.
navigating setbacks,
Right.
remaining resilient in the face of challenges.
Okay. I'm hooked. Let's get into that.
Let's do it.
All right.
See?
Okay, so we've talked about patience,
Yeah.
having faith, and acting on your vision.
Mhm.
But let's be real for a second.
Right.
No entrepreneurial journey is a straight shot to success.
It's true.
There are always going to be those
Yeah.
times when
You hit a wall?
you hit a wall, you question everything,
Absolutely.
doubt creeps in.
Yeah. And that's where
Yeah.
that idea of perseverance,
Mm-hmm.
grit,
Yeah.
it becomes so crucial.
And that's what's so fascinating
I know.
about the story of Isaac's birth.
Mm-hmm.
It really touches on that.
Yeah.
Like, they waited for decades.
Decades.
There had to be countless times.
Oh, yeah.
They wondered if it was ever going to happen.
Right. Like, when are we going to see the fruits of our labor?
Yeah.
And that's something that resonates so
Yeah.
deeply with entrepreneurs. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you think about all those pitches that get rejected,
Oh, yeah.
the product launches that fall flat,
Right.
the funding rounds that just dry up.
Yeah.
It takes so much resilience
It does.
to keep going when you're facing all those setbacks.
It's like you almost have to develop
Yeah,
a tolerance for disappointment.
it's true. Look,
Just accept that failure is a part of this.
yeah, it's part of the process.
But how do you keep that from
Yeah.
crushing you?
Yeah, how do you
Not let it break your spirit.
Right.
Well, one of the sources we have
Okay.
uses this great analogy. It
Yeah.
says, embrace each obstacle as a stepping stone.
I like that.
Yeah.
So it's about reframing
Yes.
those setbacks, those moments that feel like failures
Yeah.
as opportunity.
Growth. For learning.
For learning and for growth, exactly.
So it's not about avoiding
No.
the bumps in the road.
All right.
It's about learning to
Navigate them.
navigate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And use them
Yeah.
to refine your approach.
Okay. So it's like developing that
It's
entrepreneurial muscle of adaptability, being able to pivot,
yeah. Being able to
adjust your course.
based on the feedback
Yes, exactly.
Quickly.
From the market,
from the market.
from your customers,
Yeah.
even from your own mistakes.
It's like that saying, fast fail forward.
Right.
Use those failures
Exactly.
to propel you forward.
Yeah. And, thinking back to
Yeah.
Abraham and Sarah, imagine the pressure they must have faced. Like,
From society.
yeah, all the doubts,
Yeah.
the whispers,
The people saying, just give up already?
maybe it's time to give up.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
They persisted.
They persist.
They adapted.
They kept moving forward.
They found ways
Right.
to keep the faith.
It's like they were constantly
Yes.
iterating on their approach to life,
I love that.
like adjusting
Yeah.
their strategies,
yeah.
never losing sight of the goal.
Right. And one of the sources points out
Okay.
this really subtle
Yeah.
but important detail.
Okay.
Even though Isaac's birth
Right.
was a miracle,
Mm-hmm.
right, a divine promise fulfilled,
It was.
there's also this element of human agency there.
What do you mean?
Like Abraham and Sarah's choices
Okay.
played a role in the outcome.
Whoa. So you're saying
Yeah.
that even in this story, that's all about faith
Right.
and destiny.
Yeah.
There's room to acknowledge
There is.
that our actions.
It makes you wonder.
Yeah. Right. It really does.
Was it all divine intervention?
Right.
Or did Abraham and Sarah's commitment,
Mm-hmm.
their choices,
Yeah.
their actions,
Yeah.
contribute to the timing of the miracle?
That's a question that I think we as entrepreneurs
Right.
can ask ourselves too.
Exactly.
Like, how much control
How much control do we really have
do we have
over our outcomes?
over the outcomes?
It's a big question.
It is a big question.
And it's one that I think is worth
Mhm.
pondering.
I love that you brought that up because
Yeah.
it adds a
Anything.
whole other dimension
really does.
to this conversation.
Yeah.
It suggests that even when we're facing
Mhm.
what seem like impossible challenges,
Yeah.
our choices,
Right. Yeah.
our actions,
Our commitment.
they still matter.
They do.
So it's about balancing that faith
Yes.
with a commitment to taking action.
Absolutely. It's about making
Mm-hmm.
things happen.
Okay, so we've covered patience,
Yeah.
faith,
Yeah.
willingness to take risks,
Right.
the importance of perseverance, adaptability,
Yeah.
and now this idea of
Yeah.
human agency
This element of human agency.
within a story that's often seen
Right.
as just divine intervention.
I know, it's fascinating, right?
It's amazing how much we've
Yeah.
been able to unpack
I have.
from this one ancient tale.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
is there anything else?
Wow, let me think for a second.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there's one more thing.
For me, I think the biggest takeaway is that
Yeah.
no matter what stage you're at,
Right.
like whether you're just starting out
Yeah.
or you've been at this for years, there's something really reassuring
And,
about this story.
It reminds us that
Yeah.
even those who achieved extraordinary things,
Right.
they still
Yeah.
face doubts,
Mhm.
setbacks,
Yeah.
uncertainty.
It makes the whole thing feel
Yeah,
so much more human.
it really does.
Like if they could handle waiting decades
Right.
for their vision to come true,
Yeah.
then maybe we can handle,
Mm-hmm.
the all-nighters,
Right.
the rejections.
The moments of doubt
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
times when you just,
when you just want to give up.
you're like, what am I even doing?
Exactly. And,
Right.
and it's not just about enduring those challenges.
Right.
It's about learning from them,
Yeah,
adapting,
right.
and ultimately using them
Yeah.
to grow.
Yeah. It's so easy to get
It is.
caught up in the day-to-day.
Yeah, just head down,
Yeah.
grind it away.
And you lose sight of,
You forget why you started.
yeah, the bigger picture.
Right.
This story reminds us to
Okay.
take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the long game.
Think long term
Yeah. Trust the process.
and have faith.
Have faith that the journey matters
Yeah.
just as much as the destination.
I think that's a really good point.
Yeah.
It's about embracing
Yeah.
the messiness.
The ups and downs.
Yeah, the unpredictable nature
Yeah.
of it all.
Of entrepreneurship.
Of entrepreneurship, knowing
Right.
that
Yeah.
there will be detours, roadblocks. But you have the resilience.
You got what it takes
Yeah, the resourcefulness
to figure it out.
to navigate it all.
All right. So to wrap things up,
Yeah.
if there's one thing I want our listeners to take away
Okay.
from this whole deep dive,
Yeah.
it's this.
Okay.
The next time you're facing a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
a setback,
Right.
a moment of doubt,
Yeah.
just remember Abraham and Sarah.
Remember them.
Remember their faith,
The patience.
their patience,
The commitment.
their commitment,
And their ultimate triumph.
their ultimate triumph.
And remember,
Yeah.
it's not just about waiting for a miracle.
Right.
It's about making choices,
Mm-hmm.
taking action,
Yeah.
and trusting that
Yeah.
even when things are uncertain,
Mm-hmm.
you have the power
Yeah.
to shape your own destiny.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well said. Thank you for joining us
It was my pleasure.
on this deep dive.
Thank you for having me.
We hope you found it
Yeah.
as insightful as we did.
I hope so.
Until next time, keep learning,
Keep growing.
keep growing,
Keep diving deep.
and keep diving deep.